Thank you, Mitchell. Appreciate that. Over the next couple weeks, you'll be meeting here the candidates for Topeka's city council races. The odd-numbered districts and the mayor are on the ballot this November. That includes District 9, which is the area you see highlighted in kind of the yellow right there in your screen. It encompasses part of the west side from Southwest 21st north to the Kansas River and from west of Wanamaker to Gage Boulevard, a big area. Incumbent Michelle Hoferer faces two opponents. Deister was here last week. Trammel is here next week. And Michelle is here today, right in the middle. Thank you so very much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
For those who haven't had a chance to get to know you yet, what is your background in your professional career? How long have you been in Topeka?
I grew up here. The only time I left was when I went to K-State and I got my degree in engineering. So I am a licensed structural engineer, and I worked as a engineer for several years, and then I went to work for another part of my family in the cutstone business. So I've been a small business owner for the last 15, 20 years.
What about all of those experiences led you to seek out a position on the city council?
It probably started, I was on planning commission 15 years ago. And there were a lot of things cases that would come in, and I think, well, we can only do so much. It'd be nice to be on council and do more. So I guess you could say the seed was started back then.
What were some of the things you saw that you thought needed to change in order to make a difference?
It was more a case of we could recommend something, but we didn't have final say. Council always got the final say, and they got to either accept what we passed forward or send it back or deny it. So it's kind of nice to be on the end where you have the final say and you actually see what you did and have it make a difference.
Now, if I recall, you were appointed to the council, correct?
I was.
And this was about 2-3 years ago?
Almost 3 years ago in December.
Okay, and so now you're seeking election to your first full term. What about this experience makes you want to stay? Are there some issues that you've realized you want to continue working on as far as goals and priorities?
There's a few things that I've seen. One of them is the streets. Streets are always big. Water lines. I had one neighbor who had a broken water line almost 5 years in a row. That's now been fixed finally. But in the process, I got to find out what it was like when mine started breaking and leaking. So I've actually gotten an experience I didn't really want, but it's been good for my knowledge of what's happening. The streets. There's so many streets that need repairs, and I want to make sure we do it right. I want to see things done well and money spent, budgeted well for it. I don't want to have it overspent and not get to other streets. So that's a big one. And communication with the streets and the water main breaks, which, so you know, water main breaks had been keeping almost even with last year when I first started. We're about half.
So there are fewer now.
We're half of what we had last year.
So that's making some progress.
Making lots of progress.
How do you, and you talk about communication, because I think that can be a key. How do you balance the needs, or if you're going to go to residents and say, look, in order to make this progress, we need to raise water rates. How do you balance something like that? Or we need to increase the sales tax if we're going to do this project. How do you balance that against residents who are saying there's inflation, my raises aren't even keeping up with inflation, food costs are up, now you want me to pay more for my water?
Water, the one thing about water, whether it's at a taxable residence or a business that is not taxable or the state, everyone has to pay into that. So that's one thing that property taxes don't do. I just found out last night about about a third of the properties in Topeka do not pay any property tax. So in water, we capture everybody just about. Property tax, we don't cover everybody. I had no idea it was that high, but
Should it be that high? Or is that a question that you want to ask if you're reelected?
Well, it's all of the state, city, county, nonprofits, they don't pay property taxes. And to me, I feel like we should be able to recoup something, because if there's a fire department goes. It doesn't matter whether they're paying in for the fire department or not, they go. but I'd like to see us find a way to recover some of that money so we can get property taxes down. It's one of the list of things that I want to work on.
Well, there is a lot going on at the city level, and these are the folks, the governing body, who make the decisions that impact your life. Michelle Hoferer, District 9, appreciate you being here. Remember, the election is just a few weeks away. Thank you.
Too short a time.
Too short a time. We're going to be coming up on a lot of fun activities for the month of October at the zoo. It's spooky.